Myrtle Beach, South Carolina, definitely worthy of some country music instead of that godforsaken whatever that is. Anyway, welcome back to American Sunrise. I'm Dr. G. Thank you for joining us. It is time now for our health news, and it is sponsored by the Wellness Company Under the Microscope today. New developments on the potential link between autism and vaccines. In a seismic reversal, decades-old public health messaging, Secretary Kennedy ordered the Center for Disease Control and Prevention to rewrite its official webpage on vaccines and autism that has dismissed millions of parents' concerns for decades. The new text finally acknowledges the claim that vaccines do not cause autism is not, in fact, evidence-based, because the truth is that studies have never ruled out a link. It accuses health authorities of ignoring research that does point toward a connection. For countless parents who spent years begging feds to listen and were mocked, ignored, or silenced, this is a Pyrrhic victory, but one they have no doubt prayed for and waited for a very long time. For more on this, let's bring in the CEO of the Wellness Company, Peter Gillooly. Peter, it appears the CDC is quietly changing information on its website with regard to autism and vaccines. Is this in response, do you think, to the McCullough Foundation's groundbreaking work on this issue that I've seen personally all over the internet?
I think so, Gina. Dr. McCullough worked tirelessly for the past year to put together a full report over all the possible causes of autism and trying to weight the probability that, say, something like environmental causes was higher than vaccines. But no, vaccines, and particularly the 32 vaccines that our children received before the age of 2, is the most probable and likely cause for the autism epidemic, which has just exploded in the last 20 years. And I think the CDC finally is acknowledging the fact that we're not actually testing vaccines for safety. We're testing vaccines against older versions of the same vaccine. And we're never testing the fact that people get 32 vaccines before the age of 2. We're only testing single vaccines at a time.
Yeah, it's fascinating when you look at the ingredients, the toxins, the things that you would never ingest, even some of the things that are derived from meat products and other things that are, all the vegans out there are going and getting their vaccines. And I'm just like, that was derived from, and in some cases, even fetal tissue, which is utterly disgusting. But this change in guidance, does it reflect the growing power and influence of the medical freedom movement that so many of us have fought for so long, and real science finally, not just lies that are paid for by Big Pharma to cultivate profits for Big Pharma and for the AMA, the American Medical Association?
It absolutely does, Gina. This is a win, and there's no doubt about it. And it's a long overdue win. Now, I know we've been talking about a lot of these things around vaccines for years now, and I know people were a little frustrated at the pace that the CDC under Secretary Kennedy was rolling out some of these changes. But we've seen a lot of positive movement this year around things like vaccine when it comes to both childhood vaccination schedule, when it comes to lessening the recommendations for the COVID vaccine, as well as now acknowledgement that childhood autism may be a state that's caused by our obnoxious and overkill childhood vaccine schedule.
Yeah. I'm so thankful, honestly, for you guys, for the McCullough Foundation, for the Wellness Company. I was watching this whole case in Canada where they were culling these ostriches for bird flu. And it turns out, as you might guess, as many of our viewers know, an interview surfaced where the owners of this farm of ostriches, which were pets, they loved these pets, more than 300 of them killed for absolutely no reason, because they had survived the outbreak of the bird flu. So they were wanting to study them to see what were the antibodies that ostriches developed when other birds, in fact, didn't develop. And then could we emulate that, right, for the human population or for other bird populations, et cetera? And I thought to myself, you know what? If that ostrich situation had happened in the United States, it would not have gone as far as it did here. I feel like the Wellness Company, Peter McCullough, all of you there, our Secretary Secretary Kennedy would have been all over this. In fact, Secretary Kennedy and I believe Peter McCullough did even write something asking for Canadian officials to step out, which the gutless wonders never did. I just wanted to give you a chance to comment on that, because I can't believe that in just the short time since COVID, we have a company out there, we have fighters out there alongside of all of us who've been fighting for this for so long that assure us that something like this probably couldn't happen in the United States today.
Yeah, talk about a lack of science, Gina. And as you said, right, when you have a disease outbreak like this, you specifically want to know the types of animals that survive that outbreak, because those animals are likely to carry the antibodies and be stronger, and their offspring are less likely to fall victim to the disease. But Canada decided to throw science out the window and gun these animals down with high-powered rifles after they already had survived the outbreak. Now, I think it's a couple things. One, I think it's an attack on farmers. I mean, we've seen this not only in the U.S., but across the world. Industrialized farming is coming to take over, and the little guy keeps getting pushed out. And I think this is just another example of it. This family is not being remunerated for their loss. I mean, they run a small farm. I'm sure they're devastated. But I think it's a very positive sign in the U.S. that we're actually standing up for people like this and standing up for our farmers and our patriots, because they're really the backbone of our country. And we're going to get through whatever disease comes through next and be stronger for it.
Yeah, and prepped for it, because there are so many ways through the Wellness Company to prepare your immune system so that you wouldn't even experience anything like this were it to come our way. We've talked about this many times on this show. They killed those more than 300, I believe it was 314 ostriches. They didn't all die right away. Many of them were crying through the night. These were pets. They were beloved. And as you said, it took their entire livelihood. There's no remuneration for the family. Thank God for companies like the Wellness Company out there to prevent things like this happening again in the United States. I only wish we had been on the ground and actually functioning before COVID. But what do you recommend, Peter Gillooly, quickly, if you can, about 20 seconds, for those who want to prepare as they're going into closed environments, into airplanes, traveling, being exposed to things? What do you recommend real quick? Which kit?
Super easy. Get your blue medical emergency kit. It's the staple that should be in your medicine cabinet. It has 8 medications, everything that you're going to need, whether you're talking holiday travel here coming up, or you're talking just cold and flu season, which is particularly nasty this year. So go pick up a medical emergency kit. We have a great Black Friday sale running this week. It's our best deal of the year. Get one for yourself, for your family. You won't be sorry.
Woohoo! All right, Peter Gillooly, thank you so much for your time. And just to express our thanks to everybody there at the Wellness Company, that we do have the peace of mind that Canada certainly doesn't have. Thank you so much.
Thank you, Gina.
All right, the Wellness Company, as he just said, has one big annual sale. It is just in time to fulfill your New Year resolutions, whether you need a kickstart to your weight loss goals or you want to stock up on innovative nutraceuticals that help you stay in optimal health. The Wellness Company has everything to keep you out of urgent care, feeling limitless as you take on 2026. The Black Friday deals run from November 27th to November 30th. Save, get this, you guys, 25% off all supplements like Recharge, RX scripts like ivermectin, and even peptide products like Smile. Save 20% off all emergency kits to stay fully prepared. 20% off one wellness membership to offset overpriced health insurance. All the well care you need digitally ordered, delivered to your door. This is the best time of year, so stock up on your favorite products. The perfect chance to grab some holiday gifts for family members and friends. Only 4 short days. Take advantage. Stock up. Head to twc.health/RAV. Enjoy amazing Black Friday savings. Discounts apply to checkout. twc.health/RAV. Up to 25% off store-wide. You can't put a price on your health, you guys. Go get it while it's hot. Coming up, Senator Amy Klobuchar joins the list of Democrats slamming President Trump in his statement on sedition. We have her comments next here on American Sunrise.